There we go. Oh my God. Hello. Whew. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Good to see you. This is going to be split screen. We are actually joined by all three of us could make it. This is it's a full show. We're all good to go. Hermes, actually, I want to take the time and I want to say thank you. And I want to acknowledge the fact that you took time out of your day to put down and put away or pause or whatever to come join us for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it might be, away from Baldur's Gate 3. I want to say I am greatly appreciative that you took the time out to come and join us on the show today.
You should consider yourself lucky.
I think we do. I don't want to speak for Knick-Knack, but I think we do. If you don't know, Baldur's Gate, I can't talk today. Baldur's Gate 3 released. Was it yesterday? Yesterday?
Yep.
Full release was yesterday. After a long 2-year early access period, I guess. Yeah. So it turns out that hard work and that extra time and feedback actually helped them, because it seems like the game launched beautifully, which is good to hear. Out of all the negativity we get from games launching, like trash or just bad, buggy messes, whatever it is, especially one of this size, that's pretty awesome. It's good to see, obviously, in this environment, in this industry. Both of you have put some time into it. Hermes, I'm going to wait for you because you've put 44 hours into it. So I'm going to ask Knick-Knack. So far, you're about, I think we talked three hours. What are your thoughts so far on that game?
I can see it be my life for all of August. Or depending on how my time goes the rest of the year. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
Yes. I saw an estimate that said 75 to 100 for a normal playthrough.
That's it.
And double that for a completionist.
Double to triple, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So I think I can confidently say I've over 100 hours I will be spending in this game.
That's fair. And so I hear like this kind of a size of a game comes out, and my most recent complaint with Final Fantasy 16 was like, I think this is too much of a game for me. And here we are, right? And now I have interest to play Baldur's Gate 3, which is not a bad feeling. Obviously, supporting it wouldn't be tough, but
well, it's D&D. I've already had my first critical failure, and it was embarrassing because the DC was very low.
Oh, no. Does that add to it for you personally? Like you guys in general, I guess both of you, does that add to it?
Yeah, I definitely look for dialogue options where I get to roll a skill.
It's super cool too. So there's an option that you can toggle on and off. So like if you are failing a whole lot, you can turn on karmic dice. So like if they're like, oh, you're failing too much, let's help you out a little bit. Your dice will get better rolls, which is super cool.
That's cool. So Hermes, go ahead. Expand on your 40 plus hours playthrough. I want to hear about what you think so far.
Avoiding spoilers.
Sure.
It's a good game. It's a real good game.
Okay. We'll ask you, sorry, real quick, I'll let you get back. I do want to ask you both what classes and things that you got that, so we'll hit that point next. So.
But yeah, I really feel that a game like this comes around probably once in a lifetime.
Or every 6 years. If you're Larian.
yeah, no joke. But yeah, dude, they made magic. It's really good. You can tell that they cared about this game.
That's good. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. What Knick-Knack, what class, what was your character? Do you have any quick kind of explanation of what your character is?
Yeah, he's the coolest dog around.
Boom.
What did I name him? I can't remember. It was a name I liked. No, it would be ridiculous.
Yeah, silly.
It was like a German name that I really liked, but it's like the name that name comes from is what I picked. God, I can't remember what it was.
But you must have really liked it, actually, that you can remember it so well.
I've just been so engrossed in the story that I don't even pay attention to my character.
So worried about your party more so than your individual.
Well, I'm worried about something different.
Okay.
There's something about finding a druid.
No, that's insane. I'm a half elf monk. And I tattooed my face because I thought it looked really cool.
Why not?
Like, the customization options are so rad.
Oh, dude.
They're so cool.
There is actually a tattoo in this game that I'm strongly considering getting in real life.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
really?
cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
so not where it's located because they have it above the eye,
Yeah.
but in Infernal it says Divine, which
Okay.
is so metal. It's
Oh my
so
goodness.
cool.
That is pretty rad.
That's awesome. Hermes, what about you? What do you got for your character? What'd you end up picking?
I am playing Casimir, the Drow Warlock, and I will
Damn.
probably multi-class into Rogue.
Okay.
Mm.
Got you. Okay. I heard that's a big, or at least possible in this game.
Yep.
Does that make the, I don't want to say balance. What am I trying to say here? Does it make it more enjoyable when you're not stuck to this specific thing? Or is this game kind of doesn't matter?
I mean, I haven't played around with it yet because
Gotcha.
it wasn't in early access.
Mm.
But I will say, like, as far as D&D terms, right? Because like this basically is 5e. It just makes your character feel like it's you, right? Like you can customize in any way that you want,
Hmm.
which is I dig it a
Okay.
lot.
Nice. Awesome. Well, hopefully you guys can, make it every other Friday or whatever this is. Hopefully you're not too engrossed and, you haven't lost your jobs. Your family still reaches out and check on you. I'll do house calls or whatever I need to do to make sure you guys are still
Wellness
okay.
checks.
Yeah,
Wellness
checks.
check. Oh my god.
So I'll be checking in on you guys, make sure everybody's all right. But I want to appreciate, thank you guys for being here. It's awesome to have everybody on the show. It's not going to be a huge one. We wanted to kind of start it off with the most popular thing, which is Baldur's Gate at the moment. And staying with that, I think it was Hermes. No, it was Nick Nack. You brought up the Baldur's Gate, like the current, Steam's concurrent player base.
Oh yeah.
On for Baldur's Gate 3. So I brought up an article. I don't know if it was the exact one you shared, but this is from Games Radar. And it's by Jordan Gerblick. Baldur's Gate 3 is Steam's second biggest launch of 2023, right behind Hogwarts Legacy, which is still a massive, like 800 and some concurrent players on that, which is insane to me. And it's also close to beating every Bethesda game's peak concurrent player count, which is crazy. Well, I think also you're going to start seeing this more because of the industry and the amount of people that do play games is so much larger than it used to be. So I think that's really cool as well. It was funny. You were like, hey, these 3 games that all came out this year are all time top 3. And I'm like, holy shit. And I was like,
yeah, I didn't read it. Is right there in the very beginning, 2023. Yeah. And I went all time.
You were like, it's gotta be 4 from ever. So it says Baldur's Gate 3 is enjoying an immensely successful launch on Steam, with its highest concurrent player count coming extremely close to beating that of every Bethesda game, which a current peak of 472,136 players at once. Larian Studios' long-awaited sequel is Steam's second biggest launch of the year by players, right behind Hogwarts Legacy. And I know this has popped over 500,000, I think, at this point. So I don't know what it is currently. That was about 5 hours ago that I checked that number. So
I saw, and this is just like people being trolls, right? And
Of
wanting
course.
to shit on good things.
yeah.
But I saw it dropped down to 2,000 at one point, and somebody posted it in the discussion. They're like, wow, shit game. This dropped down to 2,000 after like it was this high. And everybody was like, you realize it's like 1 a.m. across the world right now, right?
Yeah.
And it was so funny.
It's 504,000 right now.
Holy shit, man. That's an impressive number. And that's just one platform, right? That's Steam. That's, so who knows what the PlayStation numbers are? I'm sure not near as high. That seems like it's built as a computer PC game.
It's not out yet. That's next month.
On PS5? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So then,
And then
man.
Xbox maybe this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think. Yeah.
Which it is what it is, kind of the thing. You know what I mean? I don't know what the holdup was. I didn't look into it, but they were like, yeah, Xbox is coming eventually. And it was like, so be it. Brave of them to do that, I feel like. But also at this point, I think people
they're
can
meeting
be patient.
success.
Yeah, exactly. So who cares
Yeah.
at this point, right? Let's see here. Hogwarts Legacy is still far and away Steam's most successful one with 879,000. Meanwhile, now in third place, biggest launch of the year was Steam's Sons of the Forest at 414, which you both played. And that is
Yeah.
a surprise to me and maybe it'll
100%.
change throughout the year, right? With all the huge titles coming, for whatever reason, but just
Yeah, I didn't think as many
insane.
people were interested in that game.
And do you think, maybe this is like people, the surge of streams, Twitch
Yeah.
viewership and
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
plays a huge, right? And some people thought it would be the negative. So if you have a large person, let's just take Co-Carnage playing a game to 50,000 people watching him, right? That's 50,000 people who aren't currently playing the game, right? You would think, at least.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I think.
it's-
Well, I mean, all of these games have tapped Twitch on launch,
Yep.
so
Right.
Yeah,
and
that
it's
probably
doing
does
the
have something
complete
to do with it.
opposite, right? So it's, the worry was, hey, maybe people won't play these games, especially if it's a single player, story rich game. People just watch it, right? Save the time, the 100 or 75 to 100 hours or whatever it is. But still, I think Sons of the Forest is very impressive. I didn't see that being number 3 for the year. Again, we'll see what happens with this being somewhat of the greatest video game year almost ever, arguably, I guess. Baldur's Gate 3 is also the second most played game on Steam right now behind CSGO, but that's not as impressive since it's by far the biggest game that launched today. Cyberpunk, Elden Ring, and New World are all sitting right around the 1 million mark, while Hogwarts Legacy sits at the 879K. Behind Hogwarts Legacy is Fallout 4 with a peak of concurrent just hundreds higher than Baldur's Gate 3. So it's close. Wow. It's kind of crazy. It's just insane. But it's also good to see. And especially Hermes, like you asked earlier, is it an independent studio? It's not a big, corporation or anything like that, which is really cool to see too.
Yeah.
Do you have anything, any games that would come close? Do you think this coming out this year? And you might just like, if you don't have any off the top of your head, that's fine. But Hermes, do you have anything that you think might come close to something like this?
Not really. This was kind of my release for the year, right?
Gotcha.
Minus
now it's gonna be time.
Legacy.
Yeah. Man, good for you. The top 1 and 2 games.
Yeah.
Look at you.
I've had a good year in gaming.
Nick Nack, what about you? Any other games going to kind of hit home like this one might for you?
Honestly, after watching the animated shorts for Starfield, it got me like way hyped. Like I was not nearly as hyped until I watched them.
What a year for RPGs. Oh my God. Right.
Yeah.
I think Starfield will be, I was complaining about Final Fantasy 16, obviously. I think Starfield will get close. I have a feeling. I'm not sure though. I could be wrong.
Spider-Man?
Hold on one second, guys. Go ahead and have the conversation with yourselves. Hold on one second. What's up, sweetheart?
Oh, she came from the wall.
Come here. Oh,
so
say
cool.
hello.
Oh, hello.
These are her pink glasses. We're doing a show, okay? Can you go upstairs for me?
Yes.
Awesome, thank you. She's gonna go right there. It's not gonna work. Darn it. Okay, anyways.
She went to Narnia.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, it's just cool. It's a good time. When energy like this is high, it's awesome. So it's good to see. Moving on from Baldur's Gate, because I'm gonna let you guys take all your time off the show with that game rather than the entire show with this one.
Can I have one more extra throw in for Baldur's Gate?
I guess we can do that.
Do you guys ever watch the like all of the cutscenes from a game put into like a movie and it's considered like the movie for the game? Do you ever watch those?
I have one series that I do that consistently with.
Wait, so
Jordan,
like watch all the cutscenes like you would a long
just
movie?
edits together all the cutscenes and then they're like, this is the movie for this video game.
The most recent one was Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah, so that's a different topic. But can you imagine doing that for Baldur's Gate? 174 hours of cutscenes?
Man. So it's so funny because like reviews aren't out for the game yet because they only got the review copy on Sunday and they haven't finished the game.
Oh my God, man. There's no way.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, unless assuming a natural work day, and I've never reviewed a game for like a big, obviously thing like that, but I'm assuming a normal work day is 8 hours unless they're allowed to do it off hours, off work hours or whatever it is. So yeah, you only get 8 hours a day to do it. Then, man, yeah, you're going to be doing that for a while. Oh, that's crazy. So you said how many? 100 and what? 70?
174 hours of cutscenes. The script the script for Baldur's Gate is longer than the entirety of the Mass Effect trilogy put together.
Doesn't surprise me. That is so crazy. Oh
Pretty
my
hefty
god,
D&D,
man.
huh?
Yeah, it's a little lore heavy there, huh? Um, s- I was trying to put it in episode, like, you know, you think of how many seasons a TV show has to have at an hour an episode, right? That's 176 episodes. You're like, well, how many TV shows get to that mark? Not a lot that run at an hour, right?
Yeah.
So, oh, that's crazy. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll just do that. But that's even longer than playing the damn game.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man.
How long does it take to watch all of One Piece?
There you go.
That is insane. Oh my goodness. Oh, yeah, I don't. It's funny. Yeah, it's funny you just mentioned that because I got to a point as I was complaining about Final Fantasy 16 and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna watch the stuff because I'm done. I am tapped out. I kept it. I'll probably play through it eventually because the gameplay is fun, but it's just kind of repetitive. So I'll get my
It could
dose.
just be one of those pickup games, right?
Exactly, and that's probably what it's gonna be for me. So let's see here. I'm jumping to movies. Okay, Knick Knack is gonna be this is your spotlight. This is kind of your specialty, if you will. You see more movies than I think me and Hermes probably in a year combined.
Probably.
So, Polygon put out a best movies of 2023 so far. But I'm not interested in their take. We'll touch on it and see what they have to say. What do you think, if you could choose? Maybe give me a top 3, and they don't have to be in any certain order. But like, what do you have for your top 3 for the year so far?
Okay, I think largely year of the animated film for me. At number 1, put in Cross the Spider-Verse.
Oh, okay.
Is
that in order?
In the Spider-Verse?
Across the Spider-Verse.
Spider-Man.
Animated Spider-Man.
Dude, that movie rocked.
Yeah. Oh, something special too.
I don't know if this is going to be in order, but I'll do top 3.
Okay.
Nimona, from Andy Stevenson's old comic. Excellent. Oh my God, you guys have to watch that. Watch that with your kid.
Yeah.
If you out there have a kid, watch it with your kid. Watch it with your mom. Watch it with your
kids. Here's a reason to have kids. Watch this movie.
That movie is so good. Let's see. Number 3, I would have to probably put, and this is on nobody's top 3 list. It's on nobody's top 50 list. Renfield. It was Nick Cage's Dracula movie this year.
Really?
I went in just because of like, I have to see it, right? I mean, you know, Renfield canonically old assistant to Dracula. Everybody knows this. And it was Nicholas Hoult and Nick Cage. And you're like, well, that's a good tandem. And then the movie just went places you never expected.
This looks amazing.
Yeah, I just found myself laughing so hard through all of it. It was excellent.
Oh, that is. See, I've never heard of those two. Those last 2 you mentioned, I didn't. Okay. Well, okay, so no, I did know about the Nick Cage, but it was just kind of a throwaway movie for me. I'll watch it if it comes up, and I'm like, hey, I need something to watch. Boom, I throw it on if it crosses my eye.
Yeah, no, watched it on a whim. I was so happy I did.
In theaters or at?
Yes, yeah,
in theaters. Nice, awesome. Man, there's so many. You looked at this list right before we went live, right? There are so many on here. I had no idea what they were.
That's not even all of them.
Yeah, and that's oh my goodness gracious. So we'll touch on it. I think those are all pretty good. So I'm gonna take those and actually write them down and hopefully check them out. They've got on here, They Clone Tyrone, Barbie, Oppenheimer. Or Oppenheimer?
Yeah.
Asteroid City, which, if you don't know, that's a Wes Anderson type film. So if you know what that is, you know exactly what I'm trying to say there.
And it's one of his more cohesive ones.
Okay. So nothing.
There's a through line through the whole movie.
That's good.
It's saying something.
I mean, so like this one, Theater Camp. I didn't know what that was. You know what I mean?
That's a Ben Platt movie,
Yeah,
right?
I was gonna say it's even got Ben Platt
Yeah.
in it, so I didn't know about
Mhm.
that one. Some of these other ones, Talk to Me. Of course, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, but
So Talk to Me, A24. This is their second biggest release. I believe behind Hereditary.
so okay. Why does A24 remind me of like Annapurna of movies?
It's exact. I have
Yeah.
the same opinion.
Right? Like
Yep.
it. I get the same. Like even just saying it, A24. You're like, okay, I know what
Yeah.
I'm getting. Annapurna, you're like, okay, I know what I'm getting. Right? So
Well, like, how
Oh.
weird is it that they do like the same genre, where
Right.
it's like the majority is like some kind of thriller,
Yes.
horror, or something.
Oh my goodness, yes. Oh,
Yeah,
that's so great.
and then just weird stuff.
Did you watch
Love it.
the Roundup?
I did not watch the Roundup.
That looks interesting. That's Eternals, Gilgamesh. That's who he played, that character. Is the main guy for that one. Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret.
Heard excellent things about that movie.
Okay.
I that was from the same person who did like the Junie B. Jones stuff, right?
I was this close to seeing that. Like, cause I just had like a free day and I think it was just nothing was out that week and I thought about it. And for whatever reason, I didn't pull the trigger. It's too bad. Of course, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Polite Society, if you've heard about that. The Pope's Exorcist. I have not seen that one, but it's got Russell Crowe. Some of these other ones, How to Blow Up a Pipeline, like these, I didn't hear about that one. Fist of the Condor, like these all sound and look like movies that I would enjoy, but I never heard about them. So, and they're probably
How to Blow
select
Up a Pipeline
theaters.
is so good.
Is it
so good?
Okay.
It's like it's got the same energy as like a heist movie.
I do want to ask you: is this the year that Maverick came out? Was that last year?
No, I think that was last year.
Had to have been, right? There's no way.
2022. Yeah.
Okay, gonna say there's no way that Mission Impossible and Maverick came out in the same year. I was just thinking as I said
No
it.
way.
Oh, do you feel like Mission Impossible should have been on here, or no?
Say it again.
Mission Impossible. Do you think it should have made the list?
Oh well, I mean, if Oppenheimer made the list, then like, I don't. Oh boy, it was good. It was good. I did like it. Let me look at this list.
Because John Wick is on here, right? And maybe that's more your speed, but Knock at the Cabin is on here.
Knock at the Cabin was pretty decent. This is an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Mm-hmm.
That was one that I was gonna watch and then never heard anything about its release. But if it's on Prime Video, I might check that out.
I think the acting is really good in it. The story kind of dissolves by the end of the movie for me.
Okay.
Well, I find that as an M. Night Shyamalan thing. For me personally, yeah.
Well, it's so he loves doing his twists, and then he tries to subvert an audience expectation because he's like, I don't want to be the twist guy, and then he does it anyways.
I'm not the twist guy. Here's a twist. Insert twist.
Twist guy. I'm the twist guy.
I did like his cameo because he puts himself in his movies, and this one I liked. I thought it was kind of funny.
So that's kind of a horror, or is it more of a thriller?
It was a straight thriller.
Straight thriller. Okay. Gotcha.
Suspense as well, I would say.
Okay. I wanted to touch on horror movies, and I know there's some coming out. I don't know if Saw's coming out this year. The Saw
I think
reboot.
I did see that.
Something about Saw.
Saw 10.
Saw X. Yeah, that's right. So I think that's coming out this year. But it got me thinking of the fantastic amount of horror games that have come out this year already. Like just all skipped October. And we're like, you know what? July is a perfect time to scare people. It is. June and July. Let's just do it. Like Layers of Fear came out. There was another one I just played. Amnesia, the new one, The Bunker. That one came out as well.
Yeah.
But they were like, you know what? We don't need Halloween. We don't need it. You can be scared any time of the year. It's going to release now. Just do what it is. But I guess outside of that, I don't know there's a ton of horror movies left for this year outside of Saw X. So maybe that takes over and just kind of fills in that gap. But
what the fuck is this movie Sick? That's a COVID slasher? What the fuck?
Nick, did you
I
watch?
watched-
Did you watch?
No, but
Okay.
it just, in terms of that, it reminded me of a movie I just watched. It's an older movie. It's called Anna and the Apocalypse, and
Okay.
it's a zombie musical.
What?
It's incredible.
It's
If you, I have it on Amazon Prime. Maybe I should do a watch party.
Oh my goodness. That would be a good time. Holy shit. All right. So you had Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. You also had Renfield, and the second one escapes me.
And
Nimona, that's right. So if you have any recommendations, those are it. To go see it. If you have children, go see Nimona, apparently, because that's what Nick Nack says. And if you don't have kids,
so good.
maybe borrow a kid with permission.
Don't do that.
With permission.
Don't even do that.
Don't do that. Okay. Don't even ask to
Don't
borrow
do
a
that.
kid. You're
Yeah.
right.
Uh-huh.
I see you have a kid. Can I borrow a child? I want to watch this movie.
Yeah, we're very anti-rent a kid here.
Yeah. That's a good. I feel like we do have to make that stance, right?
Yeah.
Don't leave it out in the open for
Uh-huh.
people to use their imagination. No way.
Yeah.
Moving on from movies.
Wait, there's an Annapurna Pictures? That's a thing?
Like more so than just
They
studios?
do
It's a
movies?
studio.
No way. No way.
Is
Is
this-
this a
That is
new?
who released Nimona.
Get the hell
No, I think
out.
I did know that. I think I did know that. I definitely did know that because they also did American Hustle.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That's funny. You're like, yeah, I knew that. Yeah. That's my
It's like,
thing.
wait a second.
Don't steal
Of
my.
course I knew that.
Don't steal my thing
Of
from me.
course I knew that.
So with movies out of the way, but I think there's a ton coming out. There not good ones still going to be like blockbusters coming out this year, or am I just completely?
Yes, there are. There's a new Hunger Games movie coming out.
Okay.
I'm sure that expects to be a blockbuster. There's oh boy. Get back to me.
Okay. All right. We just talked about it, and I completely am in the same boat that you were in, where it's like, yes, there are, but are there? But I wanted to touch on another article from Polygon. They just kind of do, and this will lead into a larger question or conversation. But they discussed the best video games of 2023 so far. This is by a whole bunch of people at Polygon. So they just say Polygon staff.
Dune Part 2.
Dune. Oh my god. Yeah, that's probably gonna
How did I
be
forget that?
pretty large.
Okay,
I need
sorry.
to watch
Sorry to
part
interrupt you.
one. Everybody
double
keeps telling
feature?
me that.
Do it.
Double feature. Ooh, that'd be awesome. That'd be a long time, but yeah. So they touch on a lot of different games so far, 2023, and like I said, this will lead into a bigger conversation of the year in general. And I feel like we had this conversation at the beginning of the year when games were just announced but not released yet, so it was like still up in the air if they executed and came out with high regard and all that kind of stuff. But so I want to talk about let's do 2023 and what Polygon had to at least put their hat in the ring for what they think. So first off, they got Final Fantasy 16. You can see where the quality is there. I'm not going to don't use my experience as any kind of reason to judge that game. It's a fantastically well put together game. It does run a little bit dull when the combat does get the way it is, but that's my opinion. The next one is going to hit home with somebody who's square in the middle, and it's Dave the Diver is on this list. It's one that I want to play. I'm very excited to check it out. I know Nick Nack, you've talked about it many times. So it being on this list, I'm sure makes you happy. Going through, and that's also an indie developer. If I'm not, okay, no, it's not. We had this conversation. It's Nexon, who is also part of that's the whole thing. I don't even want to get into that because it's negative stuff about it. There's Battle Bit Remastered, which if you don't know what that is, it's a Battlefield kind of pixelated version of that game. So take Roblox and put Battlefield pretty much is the best way to explain it.
Do you think that that one is so high because of their Twitter presence?
Maybe. And I don't think these are in any sort of order.
Okay,
so yeah,
gotcha.
I don't think they're in any kind of order. So, but I do believe it fits right there in between Battlefield and Call of Duty, where both of those have slipped, right? This year specifically.
Didn't that crew of Nick Merckx, Doc, Tim Tadman, didn't they all start playing that?
I think
Yep.
so. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's it. It just gives, and it's got proximity chat, which is just
Oh.
content
Excellent.
right off of flying by the
Mhm.
hip. Next one, Diablo 4 came out this year, which it feels like, man, there's so many big hitters this year that it feels like this year more so than the others, things are just flying off. Like, oh, one big thing after the next, so you forget about the last one.
Yeah, the last release just feels dwarfed by like it was
Right.
everything. It was
Yes,
everything.
yeah.
Like, yeah, but jeez.
Now, oh, it's crazy. Amnesia the Bunker was another one released. I still have yet to play that, but I heard it was it's not as memorable as some of the previous titles of there, but still a solid Amnesia game if you like that. Some reason on this list, and it's not my list, I'll just say it, but it's Super Mega Baseball 4. I'll just move on.
Hands everywhere.
I'll just move on. Street Fighter 6 is still a huge title for the FGC. The System Shock remake came out today and actually this year did very, very well. That's like a 30-year-old game, I think, and that came out with a remake and did very well there too. Another game that feels like Diablo, but Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, you know what I mean? Like, huge title that should be just taking up conversation of the entire year. And here we are just talking about the next thing that came out because this year is just loaded.
I can't wait for discussions on Game of the Year this year. It's going to be a hot one.
How do you pick one? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's so crazy. Leia's Horizon. I don't know what that is. I've not played that one. It's by Alto's Adventure and Alto's Odyssey. That's their developer, Snowman. I'm not sure, but this is highly regarded by them. Age of Wonders 4, if that's your cup of tea there. That's a big one that came out. Another one that came out with a terrible PC launch was Jedi Survivor. So that was obviously forgotten. You know what I mean? Mr. Sun's Hatbox. I have no idea what that is. Not a clue what that is. Dredge was another game that a lot of people loved and came out and loved that too. I don't even know what that game is. Oh my goodness. Resident Evil 4 Remake came out this year too. So, all right, real quick. Two opinions. How do you feel? Hermes, what do you think? Remakes deserve to be in a Game of the Year conversation or no?
Ooh, that's rough. I would say if they change anything from the core game, then yes. If it's just a graphics overhaul, no.
Well, that's where the naming of it is important. So like remake, right? If they say Resident Evil 4 remaster, then you're graphically uphauling it, or you're basically uphauling the graphics, making sure it's prettier, nicer, and everything. With the remake, though, you're like building the system with a new engine from the ground up. So the story is probably going to be similar. There might be some subtle changes. So how's that? If that clears the,
I would say yes,
up?
right? Because like, I don't know, was it the same cast? Did they use the same voice lines from the old game?
That's a very good question. I would assume so. That'd be my assumption. Would be yes.
Gotcha.
Because I don't think there's any kind of new.
I don't know. I feel like that makes it hard, right? Because like technically there could be corners cut and stuff like that.
Right.
But also like that's still people's hard work.
Yeah.
So
right. And the reason remakes ever turn up is because those previous games were obviously so well regarded. So it's just bringing it to a more modern audience. And I never know how to, I want to say Tchia, but I don't know how to say that, or Tchia. TCHIA was a game that released this year as well. So that's obviously a pretty large one. Inspired by, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, of course. Patch Quest, I'm not sure what that is. Another game I'm not sure. Phantom Brigade was one that came out, which is more of a squad-based multiplayer game that you guys play together, which is the first one on this list, to be honest with you, outside of BattleBit. And everything else was pretty much single player story-driven narrative stuff, which is very, very cool to see.
Love to see it.
And then not last actually, Wulong Fallen Dynasty came out earlier this year. I love that game. Company of Heroes came out. 3, I'm sorry. Octopath Traveler 2 was one that came out. If you're one of those that loves that kind of that style of RPG, the Chrono Trigger and Earthbound and stuff like that. Metro Prime Remastered came out this year as well. Dead Space Remake came out this year. Season, A Letter to the Future came out this year, which is a indie developer. Fire Emblem Engage, if you're into that. And then Marvel's Midnight Suns also came out this year. Those games feel like they're 10 years old. Some of these, when they mention them, it's just I just can't get over. That is so front loaded heavy that when you look at the back end of 2023, Spider-Man, Starfield, there's a ton of others that I just apparently
Alan Wake 2.
Alan Wake 2. I mean, there's so many that are going to be huge, right? So,
Stray Gods the musical.
Game of the year.
Yeah.
Game of the year.
That game looks great.
Oh,
Stray Gods.
Oh, can't wait.
I told Nick Nack all about it, actually.
They're releasing 4 separate soundtracks for that game because they're like, there's not going to be a canon story, so we'll just release what your choices are going to be.
That's
cool.
cool.
That's so cool. But yeah, I think this year, anything, and I asked this many times, but I think for you guys, it's almost set in stone. Do you have a prediction currently? Oh, you know what's coming out? I didn't even think about Lies of P. Mortal Kombat 1, Payday 3 is coming out. Sea of Stars is going to be coming out here soon.
Sea of Stars at the end of the month. Oh man.
Super Mario Brothers Wonder is coming out, and that's going to be a big one. I don't get it. I just don't get how it's gonna how this.
And we're not even talking about Hi-Fi Rush.
I know, which wasn't even on that list, which is very
God,
surprising.
So good.
But you can already know, like, that game's not gonna win Game of the Year. Maybe in an off year it had to be listed or nominated.
Yeah.
You know, but like, good God, it's just too much money, too much time. Nobody has that. Well, some people have that amount of time.
Do you have any predictions for Game of the Year?
Me?
Yeah. If you had to call it now.
Without knowing if these games coming out, I could probably give you the 5 that I think will be nominated. Like, let's just use, Keeley's Game Awards thing as a thing. I think Spider-Man 2 is going to be in there.
Mm-hmm.
I think Baldur's Gate 3 is going to be in there. My heart wants to say Lies of P will be in there, but it won't. Alan Wake 2 will probably be in there if I know Remedy. The thing is, I have to leave something out, and Tears of the Kingdom is going to be in there.
Yeah.
And then Hogwarts.
And then Hogwarts has to be in there. So it's like,
that's 5. Yeah.
I've already got my 5, and I didn't even touch Starfield. Sea of Stars has a possibility of being in there. Super Mario Brothers Wonder probably could pull off some stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's just a toss up. At this point, whoever wins it is going to be like, that's like going undefeated in the National Football League. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is. So, yeah.
I think that I think it has to go to Baldur's Gate, but I don't know. I worry because there's a Nintendo title in there, right?
There's 2.
And Nintendo people are freaks. Sorry, Nick.
You freak.
I mean, sure. You don't think Hogwarts is going to take it?
Maybe. I mean, if their players are still as high as,
So you think Hogwarts is going to lose? It might lose out due to the fact that it came out beginning of the year, kind of a thing.
Yeah, right. Like, I think it doesn't live as strong. Like, give Baldur's Gate a few more weeks. I don't think it lives as strongly in people's memory, Hogwarts Legacy, as Baldur's Gate does.
I think it's Spider-Man versus Tears of the Kingdom.
Think so. Okay, because they reach a broader audience. Do you think that's why?
So. And then Spider-Man will have the recency bias to it.
Mm-hmm.
Elden Ring, it's not going to win Game of the Year, but I'm saying that came out at the beginning of the year and also won those accolades. But I don't know, man. Oh, I can't forget about Detective Pikachu Returns. I'm sorry, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
excellent.
So keep that in mind. I don't know. I think indie games is tough to like. You know what I mean? Who wins the best indie game of the year? Like or like best indie?
God.
Like
Because I'd have to pressure for Hi-Fi Rush so much.
Right.
But I mean,
yeah,
oh man, dude.
that's crazy. Is Liza P considered an indie game? You know what I mean? Like that's where that studio is independent, but
Well, also Baldur's Gate, right? That's one of those. That is an indie game.
it's an independent developer. I mean,
Mhm.
it has to be at some point. Sea of Stars is going to be the same way.
Oh yeah.
There's a game that I think a narrative game that's coming out, Fort Solace. I don't know if you have heard of it. It's Troy Baker and Roger Clark. Their new game that they have coming out.
Oh, their space one.
Yeah, space sci-fi,
Yeah.
no combat kind of a game. It's just like strictly take Dead Space and like all the cinematics between opening doors and
Yeah, Roger Clark is Arthur Morgan, in case you didn't know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know that, let's go. Get your shit together.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't do you have to do that with Troy Baker? You're like, hey, that's Joel from The Last of Us.
No, yeah, I don't think you do. No, that's oh god, what's Nathan's brother's name in Uncharted? Because that's also also Troy Baker.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of it. Sam, is it?
Sam? Is it?
Is it Sam?
I'm about to look it up. I think you're right. I have Sam sounds right. So Nathan Drake, right? That's his name.
Mm-hmm.
Brother. Samuel Drake. Well done, sir. Well done. That's kudos right there. But moving on from that, we're gonna probably have this conversation probably 2, 3, 4 more times this year. So we'll touch on it then. But so I don't have any more main topics. Because I guess we'll discuss 2023 as the greatest video game year when we get like a whole cap. Put the cap on the year. We're done. We can actually grade it for what it is. We'll talk about that.
We gotta beat at least Q4, right?
Yeah, exactly right. When both of these games in December, we could probably have us sit down and be like, look, this year is just stupid. So, but some more rapid fire news we can just kind of touch on. You guys are big Dead by Daylight people. I was very excited by the announcement, teaser, whatever you want to call it, of the new killer. Another licensed deal, if you will. It's Aliens Xenomorph. Initial thoughts when you guys saw that?
Didn't see it.
Okay. Well, hey, I love I can break the news to you.
So good. They released this on Tuesday.
Man, I should have put breaking news.
With maybe a PTB on next Tuesday.
Ooh.
New map. Oh, I can't wait.
It was very cool to see. I think. See, when I think about, we've had this, I think, discussion in the past of, hey, what would you think's going to happen? Who do you think you're going to see? And
yeah, I mean,
Alien was never mentioned.
The last thing they said before this was our next two chapters are licensed with a major L.
Mm-hmm.
So this makes sense, right?
Yeah, that's a.
So is it Nick Cage in this one?
Wait, what's up?
So is it does Nicolas Cage count, or is there's another one after this one? Oh.
Yeah, after that.
Which everyone thinks because of the timing with the movie release. Will be 5 nights.
Oh, really? Even another.
They're hopeful. They're hopeful for
another video game. Interesting. Because it can't be Texas Chainsaw. It's not gonna be Leatherface. He has his own game out now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, his family does. I'm sorry. Give me one. Do you guys have one off the wall, just crazy license one that you could think?
Ooh.
Obviously, horror genre.
Hilariously, my mind immediately went to Anaconda or The Meg.
Oh my god!
Cocaine Bear.
Oh, what did you say?
Bear.
Cocaine
for
Bear.
Sure.
There you go.
Bear.
That'd be something else.
God, what would be really sweet? The Thing.
Ooh, The Thing would be cool. That'd be neat. That's a good old school one, especially if they stay with this kind of 1979 Alien, right? So if they stay with that kind of time frame.
The map would be super cool.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the fog kind of sits in. Oh, Man, I think you probably hit it. I would not be surprised if that was it, to be honest.
All right, call it here.
Boom, you heard it here first.
I would love some retro stuff in it. That'd be cool.
Mhm.
Not gonna lie. Also,
Um,
I have to imagine it easier to get the rights to, right? Because at what point in time does that hit Creative Commons?
I think it's 80 years after they die.
Yeah, something like that. Thanks, Disney.
So, I mean, you could technically do Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah,
no.
he did have a horror
shot.
movie.
Because they had a horror movie, yeah.
Wait a second.
Which came out this year.
What about Pennywise? Is that a thing?
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Always skip over Pennywise. Man. They could do some creepy stuff, but they already have the clown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, that's true,
Mhm.
right? Is I'm trying to think of things that would be massively different from something they already have. Because
Mhm.
that is why I don't think we'll ever see Five Nights at Freddy's.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Alien's kind of like Demogorgon. I have to imagine it's going to have the same
Yeah.
gameplay mechanic.
Wait, did they tease? I actually didn't watch the. I just saw the announcement. I didn't watch the teaser for the Alien announcement. They
Mhm.
announce any other survivors, or is it just a killer?
They did the
Ripley
killer,
would
and then
be
they
awesome.
oh, that would be sweet. So they zoomed through a map, and then they said more info on the 8th.
I can imagine. Oh, an alien themed map. Oh, that's gonna be good.
Yeah.
But like
Oh,
you're
yeah.
on a spaceship working on generators, really? You know what I mean? Like, come on. There's not better
Where do
ways
you
to
go?
do it.
Escape pod door? That'd
I
be
guess.
sick, though.
That would
I
be cool.
guess. Oh, then you go through the vents. That'd be
Mhm.
cool.
I assume that's where what the aliens probably like thing is, right?
Mm.
But then you'd have to add vents to every other map, right?
That's their
Interesting.
business, man.
Yeah, they'll figure it out. You'll just play it, right? Here's one out of left field, and I don't know how you feel about this franchise. They've had a couple movies. Actually, I don't know how recently, but Jeepers Creepers.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh, immediately then 13 Ghosts.
Right?
Oh.
So like that'd be kind of cool.
I would be massively like this wouldn't come as a killer, but like a cosmetic. Give me a Beetlejuice cosmetic.
Oh, that'd be
I'd
rad.
be
That'd
the
be
happiest camper.
Aren't they?
Fantastic.
They're redoing Beetlejuice.
Yes, they are.
Two. It's not a
So you-
redo, it's a continuation.
Good too.
Mhm.
Yeah, same guy too, huh?
Yeah.
Michael, what's his face? Oh, they could.
I was just
We
thinking
should just
about-
work in marketing.
Yeah, Chucky. Chucky would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Reskin
Punch the
the.
bitch.
Yeah, I was just saying reskin
That's
for
my
Victor. Yeah.
favorite thing in the world to do in that game. So fun. And then last but not least, Dracula. But I don't think that's going to be a thing because, like,
Well, that was
No.
my first thought,
how
right?
do you
As I
contain
was like,
him?
with the insurgence of D&D being everywhere now, give me fucking Strahd. That'd be sick. The fog makes sense.
Sure. Yeah.
Wow, that'd be insane.
Frankenstein, man.
Yeah, Frankenstein, Hannibal Lecter is another one. Yeah, man.
What a-
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Jack Torrance from The Shining. That'd be
Oh
kinda
yeah.
cool.
You could do those like cannibals from The Descent.
There you go too. Man,
That'd be
so
a
many
cool-
options.
That'd be a cool map.
Look at us
Cave
brainstorming
map.
for them.
Yeah.
They're probably listening right now. Damn it.
Hey, we'll collect on royalties behavior.
But I thought that was cool. Hermes, I'm glad I was able to apparently break the news to you. That's pretty great.
I need to get him and play the Nick Cage stuff. I haven't even done that.
Oh, it's so good, dude. His voice lines are immaculate. Oh, and I'm still finding new ones.
That's
man.
amazing.
So great. So you guys are a fan of the talking survivors? Because they never used to, right? Like the original ones didn't talk, didn't have voice lines. I think
I
Ash
don't
was the
think
first
any
one.
do in game
Ash was
because Nick does
oh.
in game.
Yeah, Nick does in game.
Oh.
Do the Resident Evil ones have in game voice lines?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. Leon didn't.
Just
I remember
well,
playing him the
Wesker
most.
does, but Survivor doesn't.
Yeah, most of the newer killers do.
Mm.
Interesting. Ever
Obviously,
since
everyone knows
Pinhead.
Pinhead. Yeah.
Too good.
Yeah. I don't
Absolutely
know.
fantastic.
It doesn't seem distracting. It's just like, oh, that's hilarious. Good
Can
old Nick Cage.
the killer hear you?
If they can, I don't care.
Right? Who cares? Yeah, at that
It's
point.
funny enough, but
If I'm hiding in Nick Cage to something snarky, that's it.
So be it at that point. He got to hear the line. I'm good with it.
Yeah.
All right. So next one. Did you hear about the Post Malone purchase?
I
You
did.
heard about it. Holy
I saw the
shit! Right?
video.
Holy shit! So if you aren't familiar, it's the Magic the Gathering One Ring card that Post Malone bought for about 2 million. I think it was 2.4, 2.6, something like that. But absolutely insane for one card. Part of me wonders if somebody else was like, "Hey, I'll buy it from you for that much," but he was like, "Well, this will get me publicity if I do it through Post Malone, right?"
Well, so the discourse was, I think one of the biggest, I don't know, I think it was on Reddit or something, but someone was going to hike it up to a volcano and throw it in. And so they said,
Whoa.
I'll buy it for however much money, send it to me, and I'll destroy it like it should be. And I really, really thought that's where it was going. So yeah, hearing that Post Malone got it was just like,
Oh,
so
that
it'll
would
never go to a volcano.
that would be so fantastic. I didn't even know that was like part of the discourse for it, but that is so cool. So I'm gonna post a link, but it's a massive. I think obviously the largest purchase from a card now, because it was, if I'm not mistaken, what's his name? One of the Paul brothers, I think Logan bought that Pokemon card for
Charizard.
some $1 million or whatever it was.
Is there a property you would be willing to spend that much money on?
If I had that much money, sure. But like, if I have that much money, I feel like I'll buy whatever I want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
There's nothing that we're like, I need to be top bidder on this one specifically. If you had the money,
if money wasn't
really,
an object and they were like, I'm trying to think that what I would freak out about, and I don't know.
I think I know mine.
What is
if they auctioned off like the first model of a Keyblade?
Oh wow.
Like the prototype, the
Uh-huh.
very first one.
I would want that.
That's fantastic. Oh man. So it would have to be a model. It wouldn't be like concept art.
I need to touch it. Yeah.
That's fair. That's extremely fair. Hermes, what about you? Anything?
I'm trying to think, man.
Things that I look.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Like, what if there was a so I'd never played the game. The Big Daddy, is that what they're called?
Oh yeah.
What if they made a suit? Like they were going to send it to a museum, and they're like, or for $5 million, would you pick it up?
I thought that's what I thought about first was like, what BioShock thing would I want to spend that kind of money on? And I think, to be honest with you, if it was another one, would probably be the first sketches of like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, would be a huge thing, would be awesome. Like the first one, the person sat down and they were like, you know what? Boom, here it is. And this is what they're going to look like. There's 4 of them. They're these colors. I would lose my shit. I think that would be so cool. But like sports related, I don't think I'd ever, not that. No, I don't think sports would ever do that for me. Hermes, do you have anything yet?
Yeah. Nick, who wrote, I'm spacing the name.
Mm-hmm.
The original D&D writer, the guy who
Gary Gygax?
Yeah. So if they had Gary Gygax's DM screen, instantly, I would spend all the money in the world.
Oh man, that's a fantastic question. I think the original Xbox prototype would also be something I'd spend money on, because it's literally a giant X, like a metal X with a computer inside of it. I think that would be really cool. I should have known yours was a Keyblade. I should have known.
Yeah,
I should have known.
Well, because like honestly, everything from Pokemon I already have.
Yeah,
clearly.
So.
Oh shit, that's fantastic. What a great question, though. What a great question. I'm gonna give that some thought, because now I'm like, Well, it's going to hurt my heart because I don't have that money to spend on it ever, but
Oh yeah.
one day you
Yeah.
never know, right? Okay, so
when behavior
next,
pays us the royalties.
yeah, when we get those, yes, exactly. Maybe we will. So I wanted to highlight August video game releases since it is the beginning. We'll go ahead and touch on these real quick. This is also from Polygon. Owen S. Good is the person who wrote the article. All big news. Oh, I'm sorry. All big new games coming out in August. Baldur's Gate 3 leads off the launch calendar, ramps up for the fall. So August is huge. Baldur's Gate 3, obviously we know released yesterday. We talked about it. Gord is a game that comes out on the 8th, which looks actually really, really good. So I suggest checking that one out. Comes out for Windows, PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X. Another game that I'm going to be playing is called WrestleQuest. It's Mega Cat's unusual take on professional wrestling as a love note to the glory days of turn-based role-playing games. So it's turn-based wrestling in a ring. It's going to be fantastic. I think it's 8-bit style. I cannot wait. Atlas Fallen. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that one. That comes out on August 10th. PS5, Xbox Series X, and Windows. Stray Gods, the role-playing musical, coming out on the 10th as well. I don't think anybody here wants to play that.
I pressed the hang up button already.
End call. August 15th, we have Blasphemous 2, Everspace 2, and Moving Out 2. Have you guys ever played Moving Out?
I didn't know they were already making another one.
Yeah, same.
Moving Out is right there with Overcooked. So if there's two games that will ruin, absolutely, well, at least not ruin, I'll say test a relationship or a marriage or whatever it is, and both of you are into video games, it's those two games.
Should move this sofa around the corner.
Yeah, you just broke a window. It's like, oh my, it's so good. It's so much fun. Next would be Vampire Survivors coming out for the Nintendo Switch finally, which I think is going to do very well. I don't know why it wouldn't, because it's like $1 or $5 or whatever it is normally.
Oh, new DLC is sweet.
Is it? Have you played it? Oh man,
it's D&D based.
No way.
Yep.
Man, they really hit that individual is, and I know they used to work in the gambling industry, so like you can clearly see it, but they're really hitting everybody home for that. August 18th, Bomb Rush Cyberfunk. I'm not sure what that is. For you football fans, Madden 24 comes out the same day. Texas Chainsaw Massacre game coming out also on the 18th. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is going to be hitting Game Pass. You have Immortals of Avium, which is a first-person like magic shooter, if you will. A lot of people say it's the spiritual successor to a game like Hexen or something like that. So it's going to be pretty cool. It's quoted here as Call of Duty with magic, whatever, if that's how you want to explain it. On the 25th, another huge title coming out, Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon. Obviously from Software is the one doing that one. Samba de Amigo, Party Central coming out the 29th on the Switch. Sea of Stars, also on the 29th, coming out for the Switch, PS4, PS5, Windows, and PC. Which that's not right because it's also coming to Game Pass. Maybe it's just PC Game Pass. I could be wrong. Either way, I know it's coming to Game Pass. And then August 31st, you have Deceit 2, which I have not played, but I've heard is somewhat fun.
I have wanted to play Deceit for so long, and now I'm hoping that the second one's out. I can get people to play it.
That'd be a lot of fun. So again, no, it's just gonna get worse from here. So here we go. It starts now, I think, with Baldur's Gate 3, really.
Oh yeah.
And we'll see what the fuck happens. But that's a lot of games coming out. Next on the rapid fire news. Oh, I definitely pre-ordered a keyboard that I want to show you guys and everybody else. So I'm gonna do that right now. I think. Hopefully this works. It does. Look at that. Whoa. So I went ahead, 8-bit. I think it's 8-bit do. I'm gonna assume that's how they pronounce that. Made an NES inspired keyboards coming out August 10th. Won't ship out for me until later. I think I'm in wave 2. But look at this beautiful, beautiful thing right here. Maybe I can bring it up. I can't bring up a bigger picture. You know, I'm just going to click on it. but look at this beautiful thing. Oh,
That's kind of super.
my
dope, not gonna lie.
goodness. And it comes with these buttons, these giant buttons
And it comes with these buttons
that you can
A and B buttons. That's cool.
that you can obviously map to be whatever you want. Keybind them to anything you want to do, copy and paste, whatever it is. Boom, boom. I'm just sitting here just doing work. It's going to be great. I don't ever do that. I don't know why I fucking said that, but I just
You're
don't
gonna
know.
make one of those. You're gonna make one of those the start streaming button.
Start stream, end stream. Hermes, do you remember when I had my start stream button? Somehow I keybinded my backspace to start stream.
Yeah.
It kept starting when I was typing in Twitch, like the stream manager, and it was like, boom,
Yep.
start streaming. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm so glad I found that. Good God, that pissed me off. But yeah, I'm super excited about this one. They have two. They also have another one coming. It's more for the obviously the Family edition, if you will, but the Famicom in other regions that was released here. A little bit different color scheme, but it does come with the 2-button thing here as well. I'm very excited about it. I can't wait. It's going to be a good time. It's only $100, so I think it's wired. Yeah, it's got to be wired for sure. But very, very cool. Looking forward to that. Nothing really to talk about more there. Just kind of a selfless plug of cool stuff I'm buying. Yay. And did you guys catch, last but not least on that, is the Loki 2 trailer? Do you guys catch that by chance?
No.
I saw it posted, but I didn't watch it.
I know Disney series have been, I think Marvel ones specifically have been kind of lackluster. At least that's the general consensus. I've had good time, but we all know how I am with stuff. It's very easy for me to enjoy things. Because I'm a happy person, more like everybody else on the internet. But it looks really good.
Oh, it's this way. I forgot his flip.
Yeah, screw you, Hermes. That's right.
Yeah, fuck me, I guess.
Sorry.
But it's it looks very good. I recommend you guys check that out. It's back to the maybe Loki. Loki's probably the best thing to come out of the Marvel shows for me. I think Loki still remains one of the top ones. WandaVision was very good for me too, but it's good to see Loki season 2 coming out and them sticking with the pure chaos that it kind of had in the first end of that season. I don't know how you guys felt about it. Nick Nack, did you feel any certain way?
I remember the statue. Are they still casting
Yeah.
Jonathan Majors?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
He's the main villain in Secret Wars coming up too. So that's a movie.
Interesting.
Though. Yeah, well, wasn't he didn't he get not absolved, but I thought he already had the trial. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
I don't remember anything about it.
I just knew he had issues.
I remember watching Creed 3 and then a week later. Yeah, that's all I remember.
Hermes, what about you? Loki, you feel any certain type of way?
Did not watch, but I'm always more adamant to watch TV show if there's multiple seasons of it, especially from on a streaming platform.
Yeah, I feel you. Okay, that makes more sense. You get your money's worth out of, especially if you don't have it now and then that starts, you can watch 2 seasons versus 1. It makes sense.
Yeah.
And you don't have to wait.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. That's really what it is, right? Is because I'll have, like, when I do have free time, it's probably a massive chunk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got you.
So I can just pick that up to do,
I kind of feel that way about, I recently didn't renew my HBO Max or Max. Sorry. I'm again, stupid decisions. Because there's nothing like Last of Us, Last of Us is over. House of the Dragon's not coming anytime soon. So there's, of course, there's like Succession is something I want to start, and there's like 5 seasons of that. But
it's good.
I've heard it's very good, and it's very. It was high on that list that I brought up of like top 100 TV shows in the past. It was high up on that list too, but so I canceled it. I was like, I'm not dishing out $100 for the year, right? And I don't want to pay by month, so we'll wait and see what comes out of that. But I don't think there's anything else coming out of this that I have to talk about. Do you guys have any final wrap up news things you want to discuss or anything like that?
Big Twitch changes. They're launching the featured clip, or they already launched it.
Featured clip, as in
so you can decide what clips show up on your channel first. Reorganize that stuff is kind of their, because they're kind of want to do a TikTok-ish thing.
I did hear they're getting ready for that. Yeah.
And so this is kind of first step for that.
Cool. That's always good. It's people have been calling for that for a long time. So
I hope that with that, the API changes for all of those shout out clip sites.
Oh yeah.
And it pulls the featured clip instead, because that's always, you never know what you're getting when you use those.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I didn't realize I had to go back to delete clips.
Oh,
yeah,
yep.
Thank you for that.
Thanks. Yeah, I guess I'll be spending the night to do that. I appreciate it. Thank you for bringing that to my attention.
Is that really 90 seconds of me just staring? How did that get through?
Yeah.
Oh, there's that one thing you did bring up earlier, that Unreal Engine 5.
Oh yeah.
Streaming or broadcasting platform or software or whatever it is.
OBS Cure or something like that.
Yeah.
Obscure.
Sure. If that is a name, man. When I saw
everyone
it,
hates
like,
it. Yeah. Everyone hates it. Like, stop putting OBS in your name.
Yeah, get your own fucking
taken.
name.
It's taken.
Well, especially when they've asked people not to do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was the whole Streamlabs OBS thing.
Mm-hmm. But this new software looks pretty rad.
Who is backing this? It's Epic?
I have no idea.
It says free through Epic Game Store.
Really?
Is what it says. Frequently asked questions. How much does it cost? No. Build. How can you build such a large application without a paid subscription? Yeah, that has to be, that's the most frequently asked question, I'm sure. Do I need to use your hardware to use Obscure? No. Why do I need so many Twitch permissions? Okay. I don't know. Man, but yeah, I don't see any kind of like, who is it, just its own thing? Movella? I don't know. Whatever. Movella is at the bottom. So interesting. But yeah, that's really cool. It uses technology for Unreal Engine 5, which is a pretty powerful program and dev tool. So there were some cool things. If you guys get a chance, check out that website. There's a really cool video highlighting the things. One of the cool ones was just creating a VTuber like that. You know what I mean? There's not a ton of work that goes into it. Probably not going to be as well done and as like a fleshed out one, but just an introduction to that is kind of cool, just on the fly.
But it also makes me wonder if you can use their hardware and like get a professional one done, right?
Gotcha. I understand.
And it still plugs and plays as easy.
They said that whatever the main VTuber creation tool is, they said there was compatibility with it.
Oh shit!
Oh, there you go.
That's huge. That's really, really cool.
I don't know what it's called.
I have it. I don't know. I don't remember.
You can probably just search Google and it's right there. But yeah.
Yep.
So.
Who has a computer though? Not me.
Yeah.
Definitely not access to that right now. Anything else, Hermes? You got anything exciting coming up for yourself? Could be personal. Could be video game, movies. I don't know. Well, I know.
Baldur's Gate.
I'm
playing Baldur's Gate.
I don't know why I fucking asked. Nick, do you have another answer for me other than Baldur's Gate 3 or?
Stray Gods.
Ah, nice. Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Whew. My goodness. You're like, I'm going to play Kingdom Hearts.
Actually, if they ever open up this beta for this new mobile game so I can learn more of this goddamn story.
I hope the mobile game is great. I really do.
They had their alpha test and apparently it was awesome. So that was back in January.
These damn mobile gamers these days, you damn Gen Zers, you know? Ugh.
I just re-downloaded Doodle Jump. That's where I'm at in my life, man.
That's one of those bathroom games for you, huh?
Yeah. Whoa.
What a life. Oh man. Awesome. Yeah, I don't have not a whole lot going on. A couple games I'm playing most recently. I'm gonna quickly go through Resident Evil 3 Remake. Haven't played that yet. It's about a 6 to 8 hour trip, so that should be easy. I won't be complaining how long it is, so that's good. And then Remnant 2 is a game that I wanted to hop into. I haven't checked that out yet. Really enjoyed the first one, so that's probably going to be my next 2 games that I enjoy. And then, no pun intended, but maybe I roll the dice and get Baldur's Gate 3. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see.
Nice.
But
nice.
I think I will look into the character creation and all that. I've been watching a lot of streams today at work, not doing a lot of work, so that was great. But yeah, so we'll see. Nothing else really exciting going on here too. But Rin's got some stuff for us. I'm going to touch
Yeah,
on
what
in
is
the
this?
chat. It says,
Breaking news.
so Rin says the only gaming news I'm excited about currently is that they're separating I almost said Poe, even though I know what she's saying. PoE 1 and 2 to separate games using the same launcher, so the balancing will be different on each. So Path of Exile is PoE. Rin is our resident expert at Path of Exile. If you've never seen a skill tree, go look at that one, because that is the scariest thing in the world when I look at it. That is the scariest thing in the world until you know what you're looking at. I think I had a conversation with Rin a long time ago, and it's so intimidating. But PoE 2 looks really, really good. A lot of people are very happy with the direction it's going. Some people call it Diablo 4 killer, which Diablo 4 is doing a fine job killing itself, apparently, with season 1. But hopefully PoE kind of steps in that spotlight and takes over. So, but yeah, PoE looks fantastic if you're into the ARPGs. Hermes, by the way, you missed me and Knickknack's large conversation on classification of what is an RPG and what makes an RPG an RPG.
Oh yeah.
Man,
Okay.
We'll have the conversation again, but it's an eye opener when you kind of sit down and actually discuss what it is, and it's just it's a good conversation we'll have to have again.
I would love to have the discussion, just because I don't think I truly know, like, ARPG, CRPG, JRPG. What the fuck do all of those mean?
Mm-hmm. That was exactly part of it. That's all it was. So,
I might try and sign up for the beta for Palia. See if I can get it this weekend.
Oh my goodness! Wait, is it on their website? Is that where you do it?
I think so. Yeah, it's 2nd to the 9th. So.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to do that.
Get in.
Is it just palia.com? There's no way, right? It is. No way it's that easy. Great. Absolutely fantastic. Now in closed beta, sign up to join. Sweet. That game does look a lot of fun. I think it's co-op too. Just a cozy world. Explore vibrant new world. Oh, is it just the Switch, or is it coming to other platforms as well?
I think it's other platforms.
Okay. Awesome. Wish list on Nintendo Switch is what it says right here at the top. So.
Oh, well, I mean, I didn't make the game, so.
Why didn't you? Come on.
I've been busy giving behavior interactive ideas.
You know, I would like to point out that when we said we want a killer that interacts with the locker, we got Dredge next.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
they keep a checklist of shit that we say.
There it is. Man, you started that a long time ago.
Yeah.
My goodness. All right. Well, we don't know the schedule. I don't know if next Friday works or not, but I know we kind of are trying to maintain our every other Friday. So we will do our best to keep that schedule moving forward. If not, at least 2 of us will be here. But we'll have a good time, have a good conversation. Thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you too for hanging out. I release you to Baldur's Gate 3, if you will. And I hope you guys have a good time
hang
with
up
it.
right now. That'd be really funny. But it'd fuck up the overlay.
Hermes, we did a cold shut off last week. I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. We actually did it. We were talking about, hey, you remember this idea when we were going to do the hard just off, and then we just did it. So it is what it is. It's a good time. But thank you everybody for hanging out. Hopefully we'll see you in a couple weeks. If not, we'll have more news to talk about as well. And I'm sure these guys will be 500 hours into Baldur's Gate. So we'll talk about more of that. I am more than sure we'll do. So thanks everybody. We'll see you later. Have a good night, and talk to you next time. Bye.